Hi everyone. For today's video, we're going to make a cart discount that's going to give the customer 10% off site-wide. Let's imagine it's part of a welcome campaign that we're running. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to log into our merchant center. And this is dependent on which region you're in. Once logged in and you've picked the appropriate project, go ahead and head over to discounts and add discount. And as I said, for this one, we're going to make it a cart discount. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Add Cart Discount. And we're going to do 10% off. So we're going to leave this as a numeric discount. It's not a gift with purchase. And we'll give it a name. We'll say 10% off site-wide. We can give it an optional description, and of course, everything is localized if we want it to be. We can give it a key, a store if we have that set up, but we're going to skip all of these because they're optional values. However, sort order is required. So let's give it a sort, and this can be any number between 0 and 1, so you can make it as long as you need to, but the sort order does need to be unique across your project. So if you're just going to do 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, you're going to run out pretty quickly. Stacking, we'll let this one stack. If people want to go with it, let's go with it. Discount code, we're actually going to make this one required. We're going to say that you need to have a coupon code in order to use the discount because we don't want everyone getting 10% off on every single order they place. Here we can set the start date and the end date. How long do we want this promotion to run? We're going to go ahead and leave those blank and just let it last forever. And now we get into the meat of creating a discount. The first one is which carts deserve to get the discount? Do we want to set up rules on who's allowed to have the promotion? Or should we just let everyone have it as long as they have the coupon code? Since we're keeping this simple, this is 101, we're just going to say all carts. But in future videos, we'll get into those specific rules and how you can set those up. And then what do we want the discount to apply to? Do we want 10% off shipping? Do we want it to be a multi-buy? So that's like buy one, get one. Maybe specific items like portion of your cart or just the line items itself. Or do we just want 10% off the whole kit and caboodle? So whatever the value of the cart is, you're getting 10% off. That's what we're actually going to do here. We're going to take it off of the total price. And percentage off, that's exactly what we want. And we want the amount to be 10. But as we talked about in the intro to discounts video, you can have a percentage off, an amount off, or a fixed price. If you haven't watched that video, I highly recommend it. It gives you a high-level overview of all of the different discounts within commercetools. We'll put the link down in the description. All right, so we have all of our fields created. Let's go ahead and save this. So now we have that cart discount. We also need to activate it because right now it's deactivated so no one can use it. So let's go ahead and activate that discount. The next thing we'll do is we will add a discount code. Now I can go over here back to add discount and add it from there, or they give me a shortcut where I can just quickly create the discount code. So let's follow the shortcut. Let's make it easy. So I click on create it and I'm on the add a discount code screen. So what is that discount going to be? Well, here it's that 10 off. So we'll give that a name, optional description. We can give it a key if we want. The code itself, so this is the coupon code, can also have a valid from and until date, which is nice because then if you want to leave the cart discount alone and send out different codes along the year, you can certainly do that. Or if you want to say, hey, I'm sending it to one specific person and they've got a week to use it, you can give it an end date. Here we have max applications. How many times can this code get used? How many times can it get used for a specific customer? And that requires them to be logged in to commercetools. All of these are optional, so we're just going to leave them blank to keep it simple. Next, the code. What does the customer need to type in? Again, I'm keeping it simple, so it's just going to be 10. Do we want to group this code with any others? So this is more of a reporting thing, keeping codes together. If I was auto-generating these coupon codes through some kind of mechanism, I'd probably want to put them in groups so that I'd understand, how they work together. And then finally, a condition, which is basically that cart predicate. It says, how do we match this code to a cart? It lets you set up additional rules. So this is the place where I could say things like, hey, the customer's last name equals X or their email equals Y, and limit who can use that code. And here's where you create the list of cart discounts. So when the code is added to the cart, these are the cart discounts it's going to attempt to apply. And because we used that shortcut link earlier from the cart discount page, the Merchant Center has already populated that for me. But notice that I can have multiple values in here. So one code can create multiple cart discounts. But again, this is the simplest use case. Let's keep it as one. So I'm going to go ahead and save my code. And notice I also need to activate that. So I'm going to go ahead and activate it. Nice. So now I have a cart discount and a discount code. And you can stop right here and everything's going to work if that's what you want to do. But let's also get into the API and see these in action code. And from VS Code, you can see I was playing with it already. But the first thing I'm going to do is get myself a token. So I'm going to call the auth endpoint and I'm going to say, hey, give me a token. In this case, it's just manage project. But you'll notice it gives me a bearer token. Great. I can use this for all the subsequent calls. And if you've never used the VS Code REST client before, there's some nice things about it. You give it an HTTP file and it lets you make API calls directly from VS Code. Here I named this one auth, so that way I can use that response, that auth access token and follow-up calls. As you can see right here, I'm passing it as part of this, as part of the bearer token. Got my auth token. Next thing I think I'll do is I will turn around and create a cart. All right, created a cart, made it USD, put it in country US. I disabled taxes completely and I turned off inventory just to keep things simple. It's 2 less things I need to worry about. Obviously, in a real project, both of those would either be external or turned on or whatever the use case happens to be. All right, but now I have my empty cart. So I started with 4 fields. commercetools filled in the rest. And you can see that I can also get that cart by ID if I want to. But let's jump down and let's add an item to the cart. So let's remember that version number because you need it for every update. And let's add an item. So we'll send the request. We're at version 1 for the cart. Here's a SKU. This is just from the Sunrise dataset for commercetools. I hit enter. And now I get my new cart. We're up to version 4. And I now have a line item attached. All right. So I now have a product within my cart. But if I scroll all the way down to the bottom and look at the total price, there are no discounts. I am paying full price for that item. So next thing we should do is let's add the discount code, update action, add discount code. So we will send that request. We remember that version is 4, and we remember that we set up that discount code as just 10. So now this is the same cart. Scrolling back up, it is version 8. And scrolling down to the bottom, you'll notice we have a discount code attached. And when you look at the totals, we have that discount on total price. So this only populates when the discount type is on the total. So it's not going to be here for line items or shipping. This is just for that one type of promotion. It's showing that we have a discounted amount and it's that 10% off. And commercetools always uses a cent amount with fraction digits. So here we can see that it's $22.38 as the discount, and we can display that back to the customer. So now you can see that you can create the discount in the Merchant Center, and you can turn around and create your cart and apply it as necessary. If you enjoyed this video, keep watching, subscribe to the channel because we'll be making more promotional type videos explaining everything you need to know about commercetools discount system.